not bad against Storm. The laning stage is a bit of a wash, but
good against Ember as
a lot of utility.
He can dominate him in lane because Ember is a melee hero, and Puck's not the best range harasser, but he's decent, especially if you start that null tally. And obviously a great ganker versus.
Weren't we just talking about this Horned Freak the other day?
Were we?
Maybe it was somebody else. I
mentioned like nobody was running him except for Bulldog.
Yeah, so that's an interesting fifth pick. That's one of those that you would not really predict on this patch unless Bulldog's in the game.
You know, I've seen so little of the hero. I actually I never see him in my pubs. I didn't get to see the Bulldog Profi games. I've yet to see the eggs. The new Treants. The super Treants that it makes.
Yeah. I wonder if he'll go for that build. I haven't seen it in a pro game yet either.
I doubt it. It doesn't really give you anything until you complete it. I mean, the Prophet doesn't need the stats that much in general, I would say. Like, it's okay on him, but...
I've seen Bulldog go for that build. It was maybe 2 patches ago. It
was before the Mega Treant.
Yeah, before the Mega Treant. And the great thing about it is it gives you farming power. You can sort of do that instead of a Hand of Midas. It reduces the cooldown, if I'm not mistaken. And it allows you to just kind of go crazy with your ultimate. Will rack up a lot more farm, but it is an odd Aghanims upgrade. It gives you a lot of power, but at the same time it feels underwhelming in some ways.
It is obviously very synergistic with the rest of their team. They have, you mentioned a global lineup: Storm semi-global, AA full global, Ember very mobile. They have okay team fight actually because of the Shaker AA kind of core of the team. A lot of damage. They don't have the most like AoE crowd control. Really, just it's the Fissure. But I think to be able to fit Storm, Ember, and Prophet into your lineup and have it not look awful is actually kind of impressive. They picked 2 supports that synergize really well with this, and it seems like 4 anchors have really been doing their homework as far as like, okay, let's think outside the box with our picks. Let's come up with some new strategies. We're not going to TI, so there's nothing for us to hide. Let's bring our A game and see if we can knock VP down a notch or 2. And I think this draft is, I mean, it's very risky though. They're all squishy. They're up against a Bloodseeker Puck. These are heroes that can just like G could end up going like 10-0 this game if he has a good start. So it is kind of a risky opening.
They will put Nymphy on the Ember Spirit once more, so not the Matumba Man hero. He'll take the Storm Spirit to the safe lane. Farm this go around. Of course, Trixie goes offlane, rocking that Ohio staff, one of my favorite Nature's Prophet weapons there. Quality set.
All right, yeah. Ohio, the TI3 Prophet counterpart to Bulldog, the much less selfish version.
Yeah.
Ohio, it's such an interesting way that they would play the hero TI3. Ohio would TP in at level 1, ward off the enemy pull camps, and then he would just kind of sit back, and then you would see Bulldog would just go to the jungle, farm the stacks that Aki and EGM had created for him, and get a really fast Midas. It was totally different ways to play the hero.
Yeah. Now Boogie rotates up top. They'll try to block out DK Phobos here.
How far to chase him? I don't think they have.
Oh, they pop the Chilling Touch, but Ice Shards, very nice. Blocks them out, and it makes a nice little cocoon there for the Tusk to stay safe. So, Puck versus Ember Spirit. Looks like Puck doing pretty much what the Viper did last game, just completely dominating here on Nymphy. 7-3 compared to the 1-1 Ember Spirit.
It's not as one-sided, but it's a pretty bad matchup for Ember. Cool interaction for Ember, though, is if you manage to chain him, he cannot phase shift during that time. So, if you have the follow-up, you might be able to kill the Puck, but I mean, in a 1v1, it's just, you're a melee hero against a ranged. He's even gone Poor Man's Shield early. He can get his bottle if he plays it well and just, like, trade farm and runes from there, but he's not going to win the lane against, certainly not against G, who's a fantastic mid player.
So for Radiant, it'll be the Bloodseeker in the safe lane and a tri-lane to get things started. Lil once again on the support, Naga Siren. Up top, oh, they're going to try to move in on Phobos. This time he's a bit further out and Trixie joins the party. He will snowball across, but Boogie still blocks him off. And they will secure the first blood. Volix draws it here on the Ancient Apparition. Great rotation from Trixie to make the whole thing possible.
Yeah, it does give a little bit of extra space to the Bloodseeker, but let's be honest, he's not been getting a whole lot, and he's not going to in this lane. Bloodseeker is too much damage. When he throws the Blood Rage on, even now, he's sitting at like 80 damage or so. It's just not a lane where he's going to be able to really CS effectively. So, was planning on rotating the jungle fairly soon anyway. Might as well just do it now. And well, bottom lane pushing in too. So, I think a great move by Trixie and definitely what you're looking for out of that early Or out of that Prophet pick, I should say.
Great efficiency. You see Prophets kind of ping-pong around, and when the lane's pushed out, you go to the jungle, and then when they push your tower, you come in, try and pull creeps off with your tree ants, and also leech as much XP as possible.
The slightly bigger worry, though, is that now the supports are free, and they're moving. FNG and Lil, Moked Up might find somebody here.
Now, Lil is only level 1, still hasn't committed to a skill build. Now Ding's level 2 and gets the Ensnare Riptide, so can lock this Ember Spirit in place and do a little bit of follow-up damage. Nemphy very far forward, and this should be a pretty easy kill. The Earth Spike connects straight away, and yeah, there you go. Set up for G. Puck easily grabs the kill with his Illusory Orb, and that'll tie it up 1-1.
Has the bottle, has the boots. Ember has neither. Could just barely buy boots. He's still a full bottle and 350 gold down. Lane is going to be very difficult for Ember. Now, to be fair, last game we saw an Ember have a slow start and catch up. They had track gold that game. He won't have that at his side this time around. But he also had the Ion Shell, which they don't have, but they have a lot of other heroes that can follow up his initiation or set him up to go in. So it's still a game where Nemphy can come back, but if left alone, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, the further behind he gets, though, I feel like the more pressure is on Matumba Man to make a lot of plays happen with this Storm. He's picked up the early Soul Ring, possibly a sign he's just going right into the Bloodstone. The more sort of farm-intensive build for that mana regen to clear out stacks in the jungle, though. Nemphy ganked again in the mid lane. Easy rotation from Lil. Even has a double damage rune on this go around. Oh, Boogie trapped in. Phobos using the Ice Shards. Illidan rotating up. Boogie throws out a fissure, but there's nothing his team can do. Storm trying to chip at him from the high ground. It'll be a 3-on-1 in the river, and they'll find another kill. 2-for-0 around the map.
Well, Illidan already leaving the lane. He, I believe, TP'd in top for this, so... Maybe they want to put Illidan in the more offensive position here and even give the Tusk the safe lane. Let's see. Phobos not spending his gold just yet. Doesn't have 100 for the TP. But this could free up the Prophet to head bottom. For now, I think a little bit worried about who could show up there. Trixie's taking over mid instead. And, well, it's one thing to leave the off lane abandoned, but everybody's kind of milling around now for 4 anchors. Running back from base, jungling, and it seems like nobody wants to lane, but somebody's got to do it, Andrew. You can't all jungle.
Yeah, we've talked about that issue many a time. Matumba Man almost level 6 now, and that'll be a time when he can at least start helping out in these fights, assisting in kills a little more regularly. Trixie will rotate back down bottom, seeing that it's just a Naga Siren farming, feeling pretty safe as they're still showing the Bloodseeker up top. Illidan will be committed to this for a bit longer.
Just laning the Bloodseeker and the Tusk. I don't think this will stay this way for very long, but... For now, it is.
Okay, now he TP's back down. He did commit to power turrets as well. We've seen a lot of different Bloodseeker builds. I think the most common still that Midas Rush if you get a start like this, but Illidan going slightly more combative. We'll see if he goes back for the Midas. Mid lane G, well, done by Fissure, but jaunts to the orb, no problem.
Well, Ember having a sad game. It's where they'd like to be stacking the jungle a bit for him. Don't see any stacks right now.
Dream Coil.
Trixie went for the TP out, but gets cancelled by the Ensnare. Down he goes. And this puck's starting to get out of control. Tread's up now, 36 CS, not quite there with the Storm, but still close, and you're looking at like a, I don't know, 10 to 12 minute Blink Dagger with Treads, and Dull Tally, and Wand, and from there, everybody's a solo kill, basically. Maybe not Storm if he goes into the Bloodstone Rush, but outside of Matumba, they're all going to be easy takedowns, and it's a worry here for 4 anchors.
Yeah, it really is. And you talked about this draft early on. It's crazy how they can take all these greedy heroes and make a draft that looks like it could actually work. But this is that difficult period where everybody needs that baseline of farm, and there is just not enough to go around. And luckily for the anchors, VP aren't being too aggressive at this stage. They've had some gank rotations. They've definitely put some pressure on, but that 5-man is not started yet. They're still being a little bit quiet, happy to get some farm on this Bloodseeker, who's for the most part, been left to his own devices down here as he picks up Gloves of Haste. Probably the Hand of Midas coming now. Up top, Phobos, Snowball defensively. FNG nearby. Looks like no kill will come about.
Man does get his own Gloves of Haste, so it looks like he will go into Treads first. Not going to just straight away rush a Soul Rainer into the Bloodstone.
He's got a big stack here, too. Like a free stack.
It's great Matumba Man's farming, but again, think of all these other heroes who are getting nothing right now. Valix is actually getting a lot. I guess we haven't really mentioned that, though. In good news, the AA is already level 5, so fast Ice Blast could be a game changer here. You get the Ice Blast out. All Ember needs to do is find a chains. That can be a kill. Same if they got a fissured follow-up. So I wouldn't say they're out of it by any means. This could be a big one. Also want to point out, very nice ward placement here. I believe our Shaker smoked in for this and dropped it from the high ground, so cute play from him.
Yeah. Got another one, and he'll drop it as a lane ward in the top Do some vision of that tier 1 as well as the
really
tier
good
2.
wards.
Yeah, this one in particular lets you dive this tower, feel pretty safe. You know if rotations are coming even far back, gives you a lot of time to react, and a sign that the anchors will definitely put some pressure on that top tier 1 sooner rather than later.
And even if you smoke, oftentimes you smoke like right behind the tower, and then you'll be spotted. So if you want to gank that lane without being spotted, now you have to smoke like back at the tier 2. And
yeah, and even if you do try to be like, even back here is still going to get caught by that ward.
You got to be like at and behind the tower. It's a great ward.
A weird smoke spot. So looking at the graph, about a 2,000 net worth, 1,000 experience lead for Virtus Pro, smaller than where 4ASC was smaller than where VP was ahead in the last game. They were up to about 4K net worth, 4K XP before the tide started turning when the anchors took that first big fight. So
I really would like to see them get a kill on G before he gets his Blink Dagger. To me, that's one of the biggest things. If they allow him to get it and even get a kill or two along the way, then he's the one that just breaks the game plan apart and really rips it asunder. As Nemphy is hunting Illidan in the jungle.
Level 6 Nemphy.
They do have Storm here. They could maybe make a go after this creep wave, but Illidan's already backing off. He gets chained. He's going to go for the TP. Prophet even comes in. The ball, the pull too late. Matumba Man committed all his mana for that. He gets
too
nothing.
far away.
Meanwhile, mid, may see a jump here from the Naga +1, and Valak's also in danger top. He's going to TP home.
He gets level 6.
Though. Wow, that's a fast level 6.
Yeah, he's just leeching in the trees there in that little cubby so they couldn't find him. This Ice Blast should be pretty big. It'll make things a lot more difficult for Virtus Pro once they want to group up. We still haven't seen that 5-man squad really come together yet, but when it does, Dire have something to answer. Cool. They're just going to clear out a stack here in the jungle. Looks like 3 or 4 stack here for the Radiant. Sharing is caring as they just take it out together.
No real priority as far as who gets what, but they are fairly tanky on VP, I want to say. Tusk, ultimately a strength hero, and probably going to go into, looks like a wand tier, so we'll get a little extra HP. G already has the Treads and no Talisman. Naga strength gain is decent. Bloodseeker has Treads. Like, nobody's super squishy aside from the Lion, so not the worst thing in the world that A's got a level 6 early, and well, it's more will 4 anchors be able to use this successfully. We get to actually see that Ice Blast come into play.
Yep. Trixie still being rather quiet in the jungle. Looks like he does want to commit to a Hand of Midas build here. 800 gold in the bank after picking up the glove. So
Bulldog would be proud.
Yep, still being rather quiet so far. Ring of Basilius up, so he can push when the opportunity comes about. Well-rounded build here. Does grab that early point in Sprout. Can possibly find kills if need be. Bollocks and Boogie all grouped up here. They've got a smoke and they will move into the tree line. Do what they do with it. Naga illusions. Okay.
Lil down in the river though may get caught out here. Where's that chain? So they get it. Ice Blast follow up. Lil runs out. No, it actually hit him first, and
yep,
he will shatter.
Okay, pretty nice. The ultimate from Nature's Prophet actually getting the kill, but now Nemphy disabled by FNG. He's not level 6, no finger, but Illidan's there with a rupture, and no getting out of this one. Nemphy will just stand there. His fate certain. Will just take it like a man as they trade 1-for-1. Support Naga for the mid-Ember. Good trade for their Virtus Pro there.
Yeah, once again, a good trade for them. The Midas is coming now for Illidan on the Courier, I do believe. Yes, it is.
Trixie did get that kill, though, so that actually puts him in Midas territory also, which will give them just about the exact same timing.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see who has a bigger impact, but I think the even bigger than that, though, is this. G already has a blink. He's instantly smoked himself with Lil, and they're heading top. This could be the start of the game falling apart. Now the good news is Storm can ball out of coil without actually breaking the without taking the break coil damage. So maybe he can get out of this one. The silence though is already level 3. Not going to be easy. Got to dodge the orb.
On the run. There's the orb. It'll hit him. Still has some mana left here. Thirst going to make him scoutable. G trying to finish him off. The TP home. The ice shards just at the last 0.1 of a second. Phobos gets the kill, but doesn't get much closer.
Kind of hard to dodge orb when you get netted.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
That's tricky.
Now, while that was happening, and I don't know if you got to catch it, I didn't, but there was a kill. Ember finds Lion solo bottom, it looks like. So pretty nice pick off for him, but off in the Dire jungle, more action.
Yeah, here we go. Illidan locked in place, but now Nemphy and Lil coming in to try to reset things out. Illidan will commit to the TP home, as will Lil, but the time not quite going to match up. No way to interrupt him. Okay, he makes it out. That was Nemphy.
They could have killed him. Nemphy just, I think, assumed that he was going to TP out, but he TP'd Did he TP where an ally had just gone?
He TP'd down bottom, so I guess that timer was still there. Maybe from the Lion who had TP'd bottom for that last fight. I'm not sure. Now Nymphy, though, gets initiated on, silenced, in a lot of trouble after the Walrus Punch. Gets down the Remnant, makes it to the high ground.
Puck with the coil, whiffs it.
There it is. Nymphy lives. Very nice.
Okay. You need a couple of those escapes versus a Puck with a blink this fast, and
yeah,
they get the one.
Tricky
but
for
still,
Puck.
He's forced back again. Ember Spirit doing just okay, but only just.
Down bottom, though, this is the danger zone for VP. Another solo pickoff for the Dire. This time, it's Matumba Man that gets the kill on Lil. Now in the mid lane, G initiated on. Will get clipped by the Ice Blast, so
if
they
could kill him. That would be huge.
Force a Shatter. No, they don't
need
have the
more, though.
Radiant's
They don't have the
bottom
profit
tower is
any
under
longer.
attack.
Yep. Still showing that they can
Dire's
put
middle
pressure on this
tower
Puck
has been
despite G being a little out of control so far. 2-0.
I mean, you're right, though, Andrew. This bottom lane, whoever goes there, it just seems to feed, and
yeah,
that's a crucial source of golden experience right now for 4 anchors who got pretty heavily CS'd in the lanes and out CS'd in the lanes and are now catching them nicely in the jungle. We see the Prophet and the Ember remaining relevant as far as their CS goes, and of course the Storm of Matumba Man is up on top, so by no means are they out of it. This is a very manageable deficit, a very strong global lineup. If you get like a level 2 Prophet ulti into play, if there's ever an AA Ags, you can come back from a pretty big deficit with this lineup, so gotta be careful of your VP not to feed too many kills.
Yeah, most definitely, and on top of that, this lead that VP's picked up is pretty stalled out here. It's plateaued for the past 5 to 10 minutes, and even though 4ASC are behind, they feel fairly comfortable just keeping their wits about them, and they've only lost 1 tower during this period. The tier 1 mid as they pressure the enemy's tier 1 in the bottom lane, and they could possibly lose theirs in the top. But all things considered, they've been mitigating their losses pretty effectively as Storm gets a little bit closer to this Bloodstone, now the point booster in tow.
Nymphy is finally getting some gold together, has about 1,000 now. So we'll see what he wants to go for. Does he go into the phase boots? A little extra HP maybe with the treads. Skip those and go into a drums right away. We'll see, but meanwhile in the Dire jungle, they found Trixie, and well, there used to be an Aegis Prophet there.
Yeah, not much Prophet's going to do against that one.
Does want to make a jump, but he needs more backup. Coming in is the Shaker. They could fissure Phobos and jump, but Bloodseeker in the neighborhood does have... Oh, it actually has nothing. No Bloodright available. Fissure, not a full block.
And the Ice Blast will be off the mark. He doesn't even have the debuff. If they bring him down here, this will be quite the feat, but the Snowball resets, and now they'll go aggressive. Goes charging in onto Nymphy. Walrus Punch is available, but they don't utilize it. Song of the Siren and Bloodright, little miscommunication.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a level 1 song, too. Lengthy cooldown of 3 minutes.
Big opening here for 4 anchors. They have lost 2 tier 1s. They've only gotten the 1 bottom. But now they can maybe look for a team fight and certainly can go for a kill, knowing that Naga cannot reset the fight instantly.
Yep. Something else we haven't really talked about, the Earthshaker. He's about halfway to the Blink Dagger, though only level 4, so he can't echo, but...
Blink into Fissure?
Yeah, he's still making some good progress towards that big tool. And,
what you doing, my friend? He wanted to ward. He got caught deep behind enemy lines.
Yeah.
And will be picked up.
Ward down? Yes, he did, but it gets sentryed straight away, so...
Yeah, well, there's only one reason why an HNet Apparition is wandering around your jungle at 15 minutes in.
Looks like they saw him put it down. They got that ward right on top of it. So. Well, a noble effort. AA not going to have an Aghanims in the near future this go-around. Now Nymphy rendezvous with Boogie. They will smoke up behind the tier 1 tower mid. Perhaps thinking about a go into the Radiant jungle. Lion will also pick up a smoke around this same time, so both teams starting to feel the itch to get aggressive as we move into the mid game, and smokes become a valued resource here. G could be in a lot of trouble.
He has stick charges,
but still no bottle charges and very limited options here. Plenty of stuns. Not making it out. Looks like he'll fall. It is the Earthshaker that gets the last hit, so that's a killing spree. That's huge, actually.
That's what I was talking about. You cannot phase shift while you're caught by the chains. As a result, drops very low there off the bat and had no orb to get out.
Oh, Hex initiation. He's in some trouble here. Bloodright will connect, and now he's definitely going down. Silence, a Storm Spirit's worst enemy. That's another kill for
They might be able to turn this. FNG in trouble. No TP out just yet, and now it's too late. Even if he tries, he will go down. Nymphy getting the last hit.
Okay.
Not a great trade by any means, losing your Storm there, but at least they get the cleanup, and they are also split pushing during this time, so we're looking at the Shaker Blink soon that you mentioned. AA maybe going back for an Ags or Midas next as Nymphy will get caught in the jungle. Ice Blast coming in though. This could be bad for Lil. If he gets caught, he will get hit by it. Nymphy at least gets the retaliation kill. Looks like he'll go down. Illidan able to heal up now on a mega kill, but reinforcements have arrived, and he fought back.
Oh, Virtus Pro in a lot of trouble here. Now they lose Illidan. That's a big streak ended by the Prophet, and it's Phobos on the run. Very limited options here. He's got a bottle charge and a couple of stick charges, but he won't even use them. Certain death. Now G comes charging in. It's him versus the world. Can he actually get the cleanup kills here, LD? I say no, and as does he. He'll try to hop back, but long range zip from Matumba Man gets phase shifted.
Where's the pull? He doesn't have it. Oh, now he does. Oh, it's only level 1, though.
They can't quite get in range. G makes the great escape.
That was almost a team wipe.
They will retreat.
That was big. Ember buys back there. Incredibly well worth it. And at this stage of the game, your buyback cost is low. The potential rewards are high. Nice swing of momentum there for 4 anchors and makes it all of a sudden pretty even game. Now, one item that is coming soon, which is really going to throw a wrench into the 4 anchors plans, is the BKB Bloodseeker. He's already got the components, only 800 till the recipe, and they have the only solution they have for this is a ground sprout, but he's got a quelling, well actually no, he doesn't have a quelling blade any longer, or a fissure block. But outside of that, no way to deal with the Bloodseeker when he runs in BKB, then could be the hero that starts to take over with that item coming out.
Yeah, I feel like those first few charges for G are going to be really important. For 4ASC, their game plan needs to be bait out those first 5 charges.
For Illidan, you mean?
Well, no, for the anchors, they need to force those early BKB charges and play defensive. Once it gets down to 5 seconds, it becomes a lot more manageable. But that 10, 9, 8-second charge, that's when this Bloodseeker will be able to do a lot of damage, and 4ASC need to be very careful of that window. But now the Blink Dagger on the Shaker. He's also level 7.
All right.
So this is a great timing for
level
Boogie.
7 hype. I mean, he's pretty underleveled, 19 minutes in, but
hey, the Echo's all you need at this point.
That certainly will help. Unfortunately, there are no summons, there are no illusions. Well, actually, there are Naga illusions, so maybe you get a couple of extra ones in the fray.
Yeah.
They're going to smoke Andrew. They are heading bottom with the Shaker Blink, looking for a fight. Be a great time to find Illidan in particular, and he has been scouted by Treon here, but he's going to back off. Maybe the Lion of FNG who gets caught, no dire vision on him.
Oh, they know he's in this hard camp. They're still pinging it out. The smoke rotation could yield an easy kill. Echo Slam to get things started. Well, he's definitely dead after that one. Now, can the Radiant find any retaliation kills? Lil pops the ultimate, goes in on the Nymphy. G trying to set it up, hits him with a silence. He does get the Remnant off first, but the silence duration.
Lion's coming from the rear. He goes for the stun on Boogie. He barely catches him. He's got the finger available. This could almost be his own blink.
Oh, no.
G gonna snag the kill. And G has the Yules, and this is where Ember starts to struggle. Now you can instantly purge off the Flame Guard, and Ember becomes very, very squishy. Still no HP items aside from Arena of Aquila. Big pickup for G, and overall a very big fight for VP.
G also had a double damage rune there, so that made it all the easier to make sure that Ember Spirit got shut down. Not worth it in the end for the 4 anchors, but still the right idea to stay aggressive. Put some pressure on. They need this Storm to get his Bloodstone, though. We're now 20 minutes in. He's very close. Almost has the Soul Booster, and we'll need to start farming towards the recipe. But you get that Bloodstone so that you have a farming tool. And here, Matumba Man has been pretty low impact. 1, 2, and 1. He spent most of his time just farming neutrals.
Dyer's bottom tower
it was
is
partially
attack.
just that the rest of the team needed the lanes because Prophet couldn't really lane bottom. Mid lane was a total stomp with G just wrecking the Ember Spirit of Memphi, and so I think it was a necessary adjustment in the laning stage, but then on top of that, he's only got 1 kill and he's got 2 deaths. Hasn't participated in many other kills, only 1 assist. They just haven't been able to find the kind of momentum they found in Game 1, and it's a similarly momentum-driven draft, albeit, I think with a bit better late game. But G on the hunt now, he finds Valix. Even with the point booster, Valix probably a solo kill. I think he can get him, but he's just waiting to find him in an easier position.
You look at Radiant Vision, and they don't see anyone on the minimap right now except this AA. So G's
and why
thinking,
he waits? Because look who's right in the neighborhood.
Yeah, there could be anyone right nearby to turn this around, and that's the last thing G wants to do right now. So he will just retreat.
His invisible break, and he is scouted here by the Dire, I believe. He'll blink and orbs out, but a bit too far away to chase.
Now the BKB is here for the Bloodseeker, so Virtus Pro do want to try to force a fight, maybe knock on this tier 1 tower down bottom. This is a great timing window to try and do so. Nymphy did just pick up his drums on the Ember Spirit, so he talked about his lack of stats. He'll have a little more HP, some more meat on the bones to play around with. All things considered, still feeling the hurt from early on.
Boogie looking for that solo pick. They have the Ice Blast available. Orchid up on Prophet. They can go on G here, and Prophet's even thinking about a TPN. G has not seen this just yet. He can walk out before the next creep wave comes and make his go for the Echo right now, and that's the plan. They've actually got a ward around the tree line.
He just missed an Ice Blast, though.
Seen G, and
so they'll have to wait another 20 seconds if they want to try to set this up.
They do have the Prophet Orchid and ult, though. They could find him. He's jaunted in. The TP got canceled. Trixie predicted it perfectly, but didn't actually complete the TP.
Smart play from G to back.
He did have the Yules. I think might have been a kill there with the combo, the Shaker and the Prophet ult.
If that first Ice Blast hits, they definitely go on it, but a little hard to predict the
Yules throws a wrench into the plan here, and it does mitigate a lot of what the Orchid would bring to bear. And
yeah.
Well, still though, it will be good against some of these other heroes. The Lion in particular, great against if you can stop Naga from psalming later on in the game. That's very powerful. But yeah, as far as the two cores go, Bloodseeker also is a BKB to go with the Puck Yule. So your Orchid not very useful against either of those.
Puck already with an ultimate orb, probably a Scythe, still very far away, but...
We gonna try again, Andrew? Actually showing himself top once more, but...
Thinking about it here, at least.
I think they're seeing the Yules, and they're just like, wow, this is a really tough kill. Do you really want to go for it, guys? You go first. No, you go first. And then nobody goes.
Matumba Man got his Bloodstone now. He's ready to go. Nymphy down bottom is farming pretty deep. There are some enemies nearby. FNG with his Blink Dagger, also level 11, ready to debut and try and burst down the Ember, but Nymphy won't quite spring the trap as he moves into neutrals. All the while in the top lane, VP now pressuring this tier 2. Slowly but surely.
And they are starting to give Naga a little farm. Do they consider putting Lil in more of that like EGM role? VP have not done what we saw from the 4 Leprechauns, where it was like straight away, or 4 Clovers rather, where it was straight away, just give him one position farm after 5 minutes. But they could make that transition if they feel like they can't end the game early, start giving Lil more farm priority. He has been beginning to farm his own jungle a bit.
He did invest in a gem, just like last game, so doing the same build he did before.
It doesn't seem like he's getting the EGM treatment.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't seem like it. Boogie seems to be just AFK in the water closet right now. He's still just hanging out by this secret shop.
And FNG doing the same bottom. These guys just want their kills. But the difference is FNG is already level 11, so... He's already gotten a lot out of the map.
The other difference is that 4ASC are actually in the neighborhood pushing as well for VP. They're not quite in the neighborhood. They're a little too deep for this Shaker to really make a play happen.
Oh, he didn't know.
I don't think he had vision that far. Oh, maybe
creeps.
he did. No, it was close. He might have just been
creeps just arrived around that moment.
Phobos and Boogie. It's a solo Echo. Goes into the fissure, hits him with the Enchant Totem, sets it up for Trixie to come in. Seems like a little bit of a...
Oh, they better kill him. They've been waiting for ages for that. Yeah, the soul burn.
It seemed like a trigger finger from Boogie, just blowing the Echo, but
they
want rotation, it's worth it.
They could catch G here as well. This would be an even bigger kill. He goes for the coil, only hits Boogie with it, but reinforcements have arrived. FNG struts in, has the level 2 finger. Boogie could drop quickly, and they get up the fissure on FNG, then the blink away for Boogie, the jump in from Matumba Man. They're going to bring down the line. They're looking for the Pug as well. Can they get vision with the Remnant? A ball forward. A silence is there. They bring down G as well. Those are massive kills for 4 anchors. There's no trade of any kind. Some fancy footwork from the lumbering Shaker to get out of dodge.
Yeah, very nicely done. And the Bloodseeker, nowhere to be found. We talked about that BKB being a key item in these fights, and if he's not there, it's not going to offer too much. Tries to delay this push with the Blood Right. There will be a glyph for the Radiant side that they utilize, but even with a BKB, the Seeker can't do too much here. He does have a double damage rune on, though. Ruptures, Nymphy, support on the way. Nymphy trying to get out. Oh, now there's your BKB. Nymphy definitely going down here. Snowball into nowhere. It's Trixie. Whoa, just barely TP's out. The Walrus Punch was queuing up. Volix as well. Phobos just punching himself right now, saying, why can't you punch faster?
He actually uppercutted Valix, I believe. I think I saw the debuff on him.
Oh, yeah, it's on cooldown. So is that one of those, like, he gets punched up in the well, but still gets the TP off?
I think, yeah, like it hit him, but he had already TP'd out. Like when you TP out and then your corpse ends up in the well, like special delivery. Yeah, so
well, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Well, unfortunate for the Tusk, at least. Now this Prophet, Trixie has gotten a lot of momentum. We haven't mentioned it, but he's now #1 on net worth. That Midas has really paid off. He has a full Shadow Blade to go with his Orchid, and possibly a BKB.
And he's going into another item now. We're going to see the Silver Edge coming soon, I think, with the Ogre Club. Maybe it's just a BKB.
Right.
We'll find out soon.
Makes some sense here. OOG catches Trixie. They initiate that way, but now Phobos on the other side. He's the one that takes the Orchid. Matumba Man comes zipping in. They'll bring down the Tusk straight away, and the rest of Virtus Pro will be safe for now. More reinforcements coming on both sides of the coin, but Bloodseeker, again, nowhere to be found. He's at the top lane. TP on cooldown for another 15 seconds. That'll deter Virtus Pro from doing anything too aggressive. And
what a great play by Trixie there. I think the natural reaction is you silence the Puck. That's like your go-to, like, shit, this guy's going on me, silence him. But If you silence the puck there, the Tusk finishes you off, and I think you end up dying. And instead, calmly silences the Tusk, able to make his way out. Trixie doing work for his team, as he always seems to do whenever they are looking for a big upset win.
All right, smoke rotation from the Anchors. They'll even pop a drum charge to cruise through the jungle that much more quickly. 11 Bloodstone charges up on Matumba, and now the beginnings of the second Orchid for the Anchors. And not that far away. And it looks like this smoke rotation, though, will not yield a pickoff. Right now, VP positioned so defensively. FNG just role-playing a lumberjack here while the rest of his team pushes out the lanes.
4 Anchors starting to get momentum. Ags is about halfway done now for Valix. Can buy that second component.
Oh, Trixie, ruptured. We'll just TP home. Can he make it out? Close call, but he will live.
That was the big reveal of the Shadow Blade as well for Illidan, who I don't think has used a BKB charge yet this game. Oh, he's used one. I didn't see when that happened.
It was up top to secure that kill on the Ember. Yeah, Matumba.
Didn't have a chance.
He gets fingered.
Have you seen this giant spike? Like, no, it's just like hanging in the air.
I think that's it's not on mine.
Oh well, it went away now.
The Nymphy and Illidan here in the mid. Nymphy a little bit far forward. Illidan,
he has the BKB. He's trying to bait this a bit, but the Ice Blast is going to come in. It hits him. Another Searing Chains would end him. Do they get it? Snowball, uppercut. Not going to happen.
He hops back to a Remnant. Okay. Forces a lot of rotations, though, from Virtus Pro, and forcing them to be the reactionary ones
he wants
here.
this. Give me this regen.
Sweet, sweet regen. So, okay. No, hold that thought. Is down bottom. Long range zip from Matumba, man. Once FNG, but now he gets hexed. Matumba, what are you doing, my man?
Oh, just barely had enough to get out of there.
Okay.
Meanwhile, top, Boogie in trouble. G gonna find him. Endless action all around the map. Now the coil coming out. The coil break will finish him, so Boogie just gonna stand his ground. Gets the echo up. The enchant totem. Prophet's walking in. He's just gonna stand and deliver. And Trixie, oh, there's the Yules. Can he get off a quick auto attack before the blink? He sprouts, expecting him to go into the trees, which is exactly where G went. What a great anticipation play by Trixie. They finish him with a fissure. What a manly shaker by Boogie, too.
This guy right here, Trixie, he has just been on point this entire series.
That was some next level shit, man. He just straight away immediately summons the trance, expecting him to go north.
Yeah.
And that was exactly the way he went. Very, very impressive game from Trixie.
Beautifully done. Trixie has a reputation of being a little bit of a hot or cold player, but man, he is on point today, ready to rock and roll on an unconventional hero on this patch to boot. We'll see a little bit of tower exchanging. VP get the tier 1 in the bottom lane, and up top, 4ASC pressure the tier 2. They force a glyph, and now they will just back out and go right back to farming. So I wanted to think about Silver Edge a little bit here. It's just about to come out for Trixie.
It's only really Thirst at Disable.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else.
No, nothing. No other passives. So
Thirst has not been a factor at all this game, to be totally honest.
No.
He's not running very much. I think the mobility isn't as good because of the matchup. Like, you've got instant initiation from Shaker, Storm can catch you almost anywhere, Prophet can ground sprout you and hold you in, or can just sprout you and hold you in place if you haven't BKB'd. It's just a nice build-up, though, that doesn't waste an extra inventory slot.
It gives Trixie a little bit of extra catch, like if it's him versus the Bloodseeker, and the Bloodseeker's running away, he won't have that movement speed to get out. The other thing that, we'll hold that thought again, is up top, Illidan, speaking of the devil, gets jumped on. There's that global presence, my gosh. From full to 0 in the duration of Electric Vortex. Great setup there as Volix secures the kill. But we can't forget about the damage reduction, that 40% for 5 seconds. That's pretty big if you put it on somebody like the Bloodseeker.
That's true. That's something that I always forget, even though I've seen the item a lot. An empty bottom will just get eviscerated.
Okay, so they trade cores across the map here, both sides with the right idea. Pretty even, but that's pretty good. And like you said, it just gives Trixie a little bit of extra stats and no extra item slot. So to some degree, it feels like, why wouldn't you?
At some point, you're going to if it goes late. Unless you want to replace the Shadow Blade entirely, so...
I guess the maim doesn't hurt either. Again, that more catch, so it gives Trixie just that little extra bit of solo kill potential that could be a make or break.
That is true. Next level. Well, meanwhile, mid lane, Trixie ratting it up. Man, it's been a while since we've had a good Prophet game. Bottom lane, G will get caught. He got pulled in, hit by a Remnant. They're going to have to song this one. I think they just back. TP out from G, TP out from Lil, TP's onto mid, and they'll both barely make it.
Okay, Lil cutting it close that time. If he had TP'd to a delayed or another place, that would have been rough.
Phobos actually blinked onto the cliff. There was no way to cancel the TP, though.
Yeah.
So he'll make his way out. Well, Andrew, we've got a ball game here. 4 Anchors now in the lead, threatening to put VP down 2-0 if they can take this game.
Yeah, the early win. 4ASC have the greedier lineup, no doubt about that. We were a little bit concerned, but Virtus.pro haven't been able to break them. They still have all of their Tier 2 towers standing, all of them reasonably healthy. Tier 2 down bottom a little bit low, but they're still holding on quite nicely. Now that they've got a little bit of a gold edge, we're seeing this greedy strat really start to come together. This Earthshaker now with a 4-staff, level 11, Ancient Apparition, pretty damn close to an Aghanim, about 150 gold away.
They had a lane ward, they saw Boogie, but I don't think they knew he blinked down, and he's actually coming back up with the 4-staff where G's waiting for him. They need some reinforcements here for Boogie. Can he man up this time again? Uppercut, and should be done. Almost gets off the fissure, does. Echo, just for the hell of it, that's not going to do a lot. But he blinks out. Don't tell me Boogie's going to live again. Finish this man, please, and VP will.
My God, it's like 4ASC said, okay, well, he's dead. We might as well not even rotate. And if
they had the same reaction we do. It's like, okay, he's dead.
If they had all TP to that tower, that could have been a pretty cheeky little team fight there for the Dire side, but instead they'll just continue farming about and be happy with the space creation.
Well, good news for them, Andrew, is next time they have a fight, it's going to be with an Ags on AA and a level 2 ultimate.
Yeah.
Game is going to get significantly harder now for VP.
Yeah, absolutely. And Trixie, I think he might just go the crowd control master this game. If that ultimate orb turns into a Scythe of Ice, that'll give him a Silver Edge, an Orchid, and a Scythe, all to lock folks down. Something that is definitely good against a Puck and a Bloodseeker, who now, moving into eventually an Abyssal Blade, has a Skull Basher. A little more lockdown on the Radiant side of it.
You know, the one hero who does continue to struggle a lot is Nemphy. Nemphy, only 8k net worth. He's even with the off-lane Tusk on the enemy team. His supports have a bit more than the... Well, actually, yeah, slightly more, thanks to the Shaker, than the Radiant supports. But he is feeling like he may become a liability, and it's where Storm and Prophet are just going to have to take over. They have to be the big playmakers. Ember, more of your utility catch-type hero, almost filling that Lion role to some extent. He's just not getting the items to be a heavy late-game carry.
Yeah, and even going this ultimate orb... And maybe Scotty first, maybe Lincoln's, either way, much different from what you see with Ember Spirits that usually go that more Glass Cannon, Battle Fury, crit sort of a style. Sometimes this is the way to do it. The nice thing about Scotty on Ember is you can apply the debuff to everyone you hit with Sleight of Fist. So if you can manage to farm that up, very similar to the way Desolator works, you can apply negative armor to the entire team if they're all clumped up for a Sleight of Fist. Not a bad route.
I do want to point out Roshan has been a point of scouting, if not actual contest yet. Treants have been walking in and out, Naga illusions parading through. Everybody want to keep their eyes on the big rock man.
Yep.
But this is where Trixie can really come into play, and it's just pushing this top lane, constantly pressuring it. There's nobody who can... Well, actually now Bloodseeker could solo kill him with the Basher, but prior to this, Trixie can usually just use that Silver Edge and look to run away from a single Bloodseeker, so... It gets harder now for the Prophet, though. Hex comes out on the Puck. The Basher is already mentioned there for Illidan, and either of these heroes could potentially kill him. I think Bloodseeker can solo kill him. I think Puck will need a +1, but the threat is rising.
If Trixie does indeed commit to that Scythe of his own, then that's where things get really interesting, where this Prophet can solo kill a lot of folks, and there's solo kill potential the other way. So it comes all about initiation, and that's when those rat plays get fun.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of space to work in that he's carved out for himself. The top lane entirely devoid of towers, mid and bottom only Tier 2 standing. So there is a little extra room here. Top lane, or bottom lane though, Nemphy might get caught. There's the bat. Illidan going in with the BKB, and there's no real solution for this. Where's the Rupture? Oh, he actually did cast it, and Nemphy will end up bleeding out.
Well, that's your 9-second BKB charge, but they want to jump on Illidan and punish that BKB on cooldown. Mac buys him a little bit of time. They kill Boogie first. This could end up being a bad fight for the Dire. Illidan lives, resets with his Shadow Blade. Now Matumba Man coiled as well as bashed. It's a 3-0 in this
Great
bottom
counterplay by FNG there. This instant stun finger just completely shuts down the Storm in that fight, and it pulls them apart. 3 heroes dead. Prophet needs to go push top, but I think it's too late. Creep's already in the base. He's not even pushed to the base on the top lane. And
Ember has a buyback here, but the other two stuck in the grave for about 20 seconds. Luckily for 4ASC,
needs to hit someone. It does hit both. G.
Without a Yules, he almost shatters here.
He might shatter anyway. Well, yeah, he's dead.
Oh, Trixie goes in. Okay, well, that makes it nice and easy. Trixie, does he have to pay with his life? It doesn't look like it. The Ice Shard's actually helping him out. Illidan just running around in circles. He can't get in for the auto attacks, but now the bashes come through.
And they buyback. Are they going to use the Prophet buyback and go in? He does.
Okay, Ember Spirit up in 1 second. It's
now
a 5v4.
One, though. Can do anything here.
Oh, that's unfortunate. VP will be happy to back out. And now looking at this Skullgraph, things should be moving in their favor. Yeah, right back up.
Uh-oh. Illidan's getting a little out of hand now. Prophet was like, what, 3k gold up on him before that sequence of events. Now suddenly Bloodseeker, King of the Castle. It all started with that first pick, and it's... Oh, they need this kill. Can they find Illidan? Ice Blast to connect. Snowball trying to keep him alive. He will BKB. Man's up. Even if he gets the kill, though, he's not going to heal. He tries to go on the Boogie and will bring him down in the end. He's glimmered to keep him a bit safer, and he survives all the incoming
Could he still
damage.
shatter, though? The debuff is still there. One more tick. Oh, it's just not enough. That is about as close as it gets.
That was pretty close. Up, Prophet, Trixie, going in if he gets bashed. Oh, no,
Trixie! They're going to try to set it up on him. They're going to put the blood right out. Can they actually turn this around?
Dead.
Trixie, you are donezo. Oh, try to TP home, but nope, blinds there. Finger impale. Well,
did I jinx him, Andrew?
Maybe.
He's played so well this game. Another Ice Blast coming in. This one won't connect either.
Sometimes you got to go for it. I don't know if that was the time to go for it, but Trixie trying to be the big playmaker. Now, that's a dieback for him. Out of the game for over a minute. That'll open up for an easy Roche here for Virtus Pro.
Prophet's just so fragile. And it's even when you're a farm Prophet. He gets caught, he's just absolute food. Compare that to here, like the Bloodseeker with a BKB, like this normal kit. Very, very durable in fights. Can afford to go for risky plays. It kind of reminds me a little bit of, you know, when we used to see a lot of Tinker, like Tinker versus Naga, for example. The Tinker was always, like, even though he was really strong back then, the Tinker was always very risky because he's food if he gets caught, and he's not going to be able to man-fight anyone. Very finesse-based type here. Same with the Prophet, whereas like the carry Naga could just run in 1v5, always like the song. You're tanky, that's how you itemize. Just a lot more margin for error in general.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Now VP, they move right into the base, and for ASC, they're not really in position to defend this. They'd still have to wait for the creeps to come in to deal with the backdoor protection, but there are no enemies inbound. Prophet's still down for another 20 seconds. This well could be a lane of barracks for Virtus Pro.
Might be. Yeah, it's only one.
Yeah, there's no glyph either. The anchors just let it fall. So instead of taking a fight here, though, yeah, like you said, tier 2 tower's still up, safety structures. They'll just let it go down.
Go down mid now. They have their Aegis. More items probably coming soon. Bloodseeker up to 3k.
I think that's actually the right play there for the anchors, just to let that barracks fall uncontested. When you know they can't push anything else, you're not going to defend it.
They were not defending
that was a smart, very patient play. Now Phobos initiated on by Matumba Man, but the Hex there from G turns him into a piggy. Now they're going to fry him up. Out comes the Walrus Punch, but the reinitiation is here. Phobos getting low. G puts himself inside of the Yules with the Song of the Siren. Lil resets the fight.
Out.
Oh my, Blood Right potentially on 3. It connects. Illidan with a BKB on, finishes off the Storm. Trixie on the high ground says, I'm TPing the hell out of here, but no. Puck stops him. Now the finger from FNG on the low ground. Trixie dead again. Now they have forward on an empty force staff into the Hex. He's turned into a fishy. They want to dive it. Snowball forward. Tusk. He's going in deep. No Walrus Punch for another 7. They've already gotten 2. VP don't need to dive this deep. They could just go for the tier 2 tower. The Ember Spirit does survive, and it looks like they'll do just that. Still a great fight for VP, especially given that they were the ones that got initiated on there. That's the power of that support Naga Siren later on, because she can just break up fights like that.
It's a good combo. We saw the silence and the song cancel coming into play. That we haven't really seen the synergy this game, but of course we all know it's possible. And Bloodseeker now 5k gold. Illidan's gotten to that point where 4 anchors just can't burst him down, and it again goes back to what we talked about fairly early in the game, which is that they're all just so squishy. Anyone who gets caught is just food. They don't have a BKB carry. They don't have a man fight carry. I mean, Storm can go into BKB, but he still loses pretty much any 1v1 against like a Bloodseeker level of man fight type hero. Nefty getting caught now. Will be picked off, and VP trucking for a second lane of wrath.
Dude, that is some serious Ember Spirit haste. They rupture him. He goes, okay, maybe I can back up a little bit, and then Illidan goes, no, actually, you know what? Abyssal Blade. Ruptured and stunned. You got the worst of both worlds. Second lane of Barracks falls. Still a tier 2 in the top lane, but this is all Virtus Pro all day.
Illidan.
All right, now he has the Aegis, so he'll be coming back to life. Boogie pops out of the base.
There's that Blink Snowball save, potentially. He does use the Snowball just to find another kill. And Illidan gonna walk away.
Yeah, he just walks out. Now, Dire do get the glyph back off cooldown here.
Wow, this is looking not 100% unwinnable, but it's getting close, Andrew. 4 anchors do up the Prophet. They can push out the lanes reasonably well, but you're down 2 lanes of Rex. Prophet split push is very risky. Even if they hold the game for now, like you always have to worry about the Shadowblade Bloodseeker or Silver Edge Bloodseeker sneaking up on you, and if he finds you, you're just dead. There's no walking away from that. So
I think VP, maybe they back up and reset just a little bit here. We'll see the Tusk very close to a Lotus Orb. Has the Plate Mail and Perseverance, but not quite enough for that recipe yet. And Puck, probably an Octarine Core on the horizon with that Soul Booster.
All right, lower the cooldown on some big spells here, as well as items. You've got the
Scythe, and I guess the lowering the cooldown on Yules isn't so bad either.
Yules and Phase Shift. I guess like you're just gonna be. What's the exact math on that actually?
It's 25%.
Well, yeah. So it's your Phase Shift goes down to 4.5 second cooldown with 3.25 duration. Is that right?
Yes.
So that it's basically always up, and then you've got the Yules to throw in there as well, which is going to go down to like sub 20 second cooldown. What, 18 seconds or so?
Yeah, 17.5, something like that.
That's pretty dirty, actually.
It is. It's not an item you think of on Puck too often, but it's a great like 4th, 5th slot as we're seeing here, and now even Illidan moves into a full Eye of Scotty. We thought he was big before that. Now he is just massive. Trixie looking for options here, but G finds him in the jungle, sets him up with the Yules, hits him with a Silence, follow-up finger from FNG, and they don't even need a Dream Coil to secure the kill onto the Nature's Prophet. Easy peasy, and still Trixie without a buyback. I believe it's still on cooldown. Yep, 22 seconds.
Mid lane.
Now BKB popped by Illidan. Matumba gets ruptured.
Did not get off his Abyssal. They're going to make the go. Illidan's in very deep here. He does have a Silver Edge to try and walk away. Is there detection? God, they need this kill. The dust comes out. Fissura's there, and they will find him. Cool, 1,500 gold into, unfortunately, Ancient Apparition's pocket, and he's already got an Eggs. Yep. That's not the hero you want to get the gold, but they'll take it anyway. Net Swain from that one kill. Almost 3,500.
That is insane. But you look at the gold graph and you understand why, because it's a 20k net worth and XP lead here for Virtus Pro. It's still very comfortably in the lead.
Quickly it shot up.
Yeah, it just the Bloodseeker, man, he just got out of control. One of the things that Illidan did very well this game, conservative usage of that BKB. He used that 10-second charge to get a kill, and then it was a long stretch before he used it again. It's now down to 6 or 5 seconds. It's down to 5 now, but I feel like he got a lot of value out of those first few charges.
He really did. It definitely paid for itself. It allowed him to man up in a lot of fights where otherwise he just would have had to walk away, and it's a rare game where we don't see Wyvern, I feel like. Normally there's some BKB counter in the game, but 4 anchors really have nothing. Their only counter is eventually maybe a Hex on the Storm. That's about it. And it's a long time before he'll farm that. He's still working on a BKB.
And also down to 4 Bloodstone charges. So sad times for the Matumba man here. I think VP just having some fun with their food before they eat it. Roche, well, not coming up for at least a minute and a half here. I don't think that's what VP's waiting for, but hey, possibly. If they want to play it safe.
I'm just looking forward to this Octarine Phase Shift right now. I really want to see it come into play.
Oh, up top. Do they set up on FNG here? Storm zipping around back and forth. Glimmer Cape buys FNG a little bit of time. But Trixie nearby. Try to finish him off. More support is coming, though. Hasted up Phobos on the other side of it. Trixie Silver Edge about to expire. Moves into Fog. Still wants to go on FNG if he can find the opening.
Might find somebody else here. Trixie of a Silver Edge to get himself out. No detection on Phobos, who's squirming around hunting for him. Everybody on VP starting to move their way through the dire side of the map, and Trixie turns tail and runs.
Have to get out of the danger zone here. He will just TP home. Now very close to his Scythe of Vice, though. He will probably want to pull for buyback also, and if that's the case, then he's going to take a fair bit more farming. Top lane getting pushed in. Game in control of Virtus Pro right now. They're the ones that can decide how much longer this goes on. They try to push forward and end this soon, or they can just sit back and keep on farming.
I think they're just waiting for the next Roche. Get the Roche, then push the final lane, and there's your Octarine Puck coming into play. 4.5 second cooldown on the phase, 3.25 duration. That's very big pickup.
So it takes the Yules down to 17.25 and the Hex down to 26.25 as well. Now we'll see Trixie ruptured in the mid lane. Moves out of the Blood Right. Will just TP home invisible. Then G, stun, finger on the Nempty. Dust comes out. They can try to finish off Phobos here. Boogie with the Echo Slam makes the kill happen.
Committed Echo just for the Tusk. I don't know if that's worth it. It might end up losing. Well, like Roche is almost a gimme if it's respawning soon, and it is. Boogie trying to make his way out, has no TP, Andrew. He's going to have to take the long journey, but Lil hunting him, gets off the song. It stops him from grabbing an invis. Wouldn't have mattered anyway with the gem here, and with that Boogie, unless he can pull off a blink. No, he gets hexed. He won't get it off. They continue to slice him apart, and they will bring him down.
Yeah, down he goes. I like how Lil nets him and then kind of runs over to the ruin like, oh, you'd like to pick that up, wouldn't you? This is what it feels like. I'm going to leave it for my friend. And said that weird, like, taunt around the ruin before he went back to fight him. I like that.
Hey, you want this? You want this?
You want this? Well, too bad.
Nope.
We're saving it from a friend. Oh, boy. So this is Roche number 2, 47 minutes in. It is all Virtus Pro all day. BKB up on the Storm. That's a step in the right direction, but feels like a pretty minor item pickup at this point. Volix gets ruptured.
Illidan's just going in. He's diving tier 4s. He will get that first kill. He wants more, but he's been sprouted. Illidan perhaps feeding his life away here. There's the sleight of fist. They will bring him down. He shatters for another 1,000 gold bounty. Illidan getting cocky and being punished a bit for this. I think just asking for anchors, why haven't you left the game yet? Well, here's why, because they're now going to slice apart G. That's the 2 biggest cores dropping, and that's got to be like a 5k gold swing.
That was a really fast Orchid. Yeah, just about 4.5k swing. As soon as he came out of the phase shift, they hit him with that
and
Orchid
Roche is
instantly.
up, Andrew.
You're right. That's one of the worst times for this Radiant side to fall like that. Is this still winnable for the Dire side?
It is. It's winnable. I mean, it's not easy to win.
Very uphill, but
they have Prophet to de-push the lanes. They have Storm who can get all around the map quickly.
This is not insurmountable quite yet. We'll see if they can manage to get Roche here. This is still very difficult.
Trixie does a lot of damage, though. If he gets into the pit with his team here, maybe... They also have Ember who can hold nicely against Mega Creeps, and there's no buybacks. They don't realize it necessarily, but with no buybacks, this should be a pretty easy road.
I'll scout things out with the Sigil here, and it does get taken out. That's a 120 gold bounty just for that. VP know what's going on, but
they still don't have a medallion, actually. That makes this pretty slow. They might end up having to fight.
Boogie does have the ultimate blink ready to go already.
He also has eggs. There's almost no mana here on Matumba, man. Oh, if they get scared and they don't go for it now, this is going to be easy for VP to 5-man at the pit.
It feels like they just don't have the damage here. Roche way too healthy.
If they had a medallion, it would be much easier. But Ancient Apparition didn't go for one. He went for the 4-step eggs. Oh, that hurts.
So looking at Radiant Vision here, they know exactly where the Storm is. This little guy giving them that bit of intel they need. Come man will sit back. 4ASC thwarted again. Looked like their golden opportunity to maybe get back into this game, but now options looking limited as VP move into the Roche pit, and they should have no problem bringing it down. He's on his way in.
All right, they will take the Roche, and with that, sure, those past couple kills look really bad for VP. Really bad, but now they're going to have an Aegis. They can 5-man top. They can throw the Solar Crest onto Illidan, and Storm going for the Aegis Knife. He doesn't get it though, he needs the Bloodstone tonight. Doesn't get it off.
That was a very low percentage play there. Way too late to even try and make that happen. Now Boogie, yeah, he's going to get left behind. Dream Coil will bring him down. The Sigil slowing him. No way to make a retreat. And
I think it's the right play though. Sure, it's low percentage, but 4 anchors know if VP get Aegis, they can throw just buybacks and bodies at the third lane of Rax. They will get Mega Creeps, even if they all get wiped, and we're not going to be able to throw them while they're dead. So they had to go for it.
I mean low percentage more so, and not that play in a vacuum, just the way they went about it. If they wanted to snatch the Aegis, they needed to position themselves a little more appropriately. They had that vision with the Remnant, but by the time Storm started zipping, the Aegis was basically picked up. You know, it was just... If that's the play you want to make, you can position yourself to make it a higher percentage, low percentage play.
Well, 4 anchors, a noble effort here, but it was just a snowball. Once the Bloodseeker got BKB Batcher, just got out of control. Next thing you know, he's got Abyssal. They lose 2 lanes of Rex in short order, and the game just falls apart.
Yep.
Still, shout out to Trixie. He played amazingly in this game. Boogie also played really well, but they just didn't get the farm they needed on the Storm and the Ember. 3 and 7 on the Storm, 5 and 9 on the Ember, and these are ultimately the heroes that are going to scale better with farm out